Howdy, 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 my darling Sagittarius. How are you doing today, friend? Let's get into your weekly tarot reading for June 2023, Sagittarius. And no need for any long introduction. If you do enjoy this tarot reading and you vibe out with me, just give this video a like and subscribe, Sagittarius, because it does help me out quite a bit when you guys do that. But otherwise, let's just jump right into this tarot reading, see what guidance y'all need to hear today. All right, Four of Pentacles coming in. And by the way, when it comes to my tarot reading, Sagittarius, I don't like to limit myself when it comes to relationships in your life, so platonic or romantic, or your career, or just projects that you want to work on in the physical life. All right, and so I'm going to cover both sides because some of y'all may not want to talk to nobody or have no interest in your social life, right? So just for the heads up here. So I'm going to be talking about the Four of Pentacles when it comes to just in general of your time, your energy, your finances right now. All right, Four of Pentacles, a little bit of a dual message here, Sagittarius, in the sense of like what you invest your time and energy into right now would actually pay off very beautifully. All right, so think about stocks, think about crypto. Obviously, darling, I'm not your financial advisor. If I pulled this for myself right off the bat, Sagittarius, I'd be like, okay, maybe I should, flip some stuff around, and so that's how I would be seeing it as. But also, doesn't even have to deal with finances. And for some of you Sagittarius, it could just be the sense of like where you want to put your time and energy into. All right, but all right, y'all already knew, Sagittarius, there's going to be a but in this here. I was going to make a joke, but let me not. With the Four of Pentacles here, it also calls you out in the sense of holding on to those Four of Pentacles too closely, because you don't want to make the wrong choice, which understandably, Sagittarius, like who wants to make the wrong choice? So it's like you're very you're analyzing everything, but have you ever heard of the phrase paralysis by overanalysis? My regulars have. I know that for a fact because I love to use that phrase sometimes, because a lot of people will stop so much in their life because of that, especially when it comes to their manifestations. They overcomplicate things rather than just, you can spend all day and all night thinking about all these what ifs, woulda, coulda, shouldas, all these different scenarios that could manifest from you taking that one step forward. All right, but that's with everything. All right, there is a million different reasons to why me doing a tarot channel and going into spirituality 5 years ago publicly like this could have been bad. I knew that, but where am I at now? All right. And so just a little bit of perspective there. Now, when it comes to your social life, this is a very intuitive, and then funnily enough, I pulled the Two of Cups right afterwards. Very intuitive message, Sagittarius, when it comes to your social life. Again, whether it's family, romantic, or platonic, not my business. Maybe even work. All right. Intuitively, I get like this message, Sagittarius, where it's like, almost like regretting investing so much time and energy into a person. It's almost as I hear like the sense of where having like second thoughts in regards to somebody, be like, I don't know if I want to talk to you anymore, type of thing. That's what I get here. And so I feel like you're getting this sense of or starting to get this desire, Sagittarius, and pulling out your pentacles from a situation, pulling out your time and your being away from somebody. Probably you're getting this interest of starting to like slow ghost to somebody. And I know people are like so against ghosting and all of that, and I guess it can be done in a toxic way. But for me personally, Sagittarius, when I chose to go no contact from my family, more than just my father, when I chose to go no contact with my father's side of the family and my mother's side of the family, the white racist side and homophobic side of the family, I did not have no dramatic message for either side. I did not do any of that, because the moment I decided that I was moving on from them, what they thought, what they felt, completely irrelevant to me, right? It would be weird for you to, like, for example, they're at that point in time, not that they became dead to me, but it's just like they're at the same level of how I would feel when I go to Target and I run into people, right? Just run into random strangers who work there, who also are shopping there, right? Sure, you get what I'm trying to say here. Don't stop feeling so obligated to like be a good person by keeping up with something that maybe at one point in time you really enjoyed being their friend. Maybe at one point in time, Sagittarius, when you got into this relationship with this person, it felt really good. All right. I also get this message here as well, if this is more project related, Sagittarius, Very different message, by the way, from for a career aspect or projects. But I feel as if you would be able to find some folks that would be willing to help, invest in you, or just work together on some type of project. You know, maybe you have this desire, Sagittarius, in starting your own business. I feel as if spirit is going to try to help you out in a sense of helping you meet the right people. And so maybe it's not the sense of where you become business partners with them, but maybe they become a mentor. Maybe by talking to them, they help you, introduce you to folks that can help you, right? As an example, you know, this would be very easily a case of where maybe I meet somebody that is a video editor, and then they're clearly not going to be running my YouTube channel or any of my social medias, but, you know, they might have some tips and tricks for when it comes to video editing, stuff like that. All right. And so when I talk about how spirit is going to try to bring forth someone into your life to help you out with this desire of like what you're wanting to invest your pentacles into, all right, it doesn't necessarily mean like they're as hands-on as like what you are. Does that make sense? Continuing on here, Sagittarius, we have the Four of Swords coming in for you. I mean, in a social way, this is confirming exactly what I was saying beforehand, Sagittarius, where it's like, I feel like some of you guys are either just getting to this point of feeling like you need to go ghost on somebody, or just going no contact with somebody, and you got to just do what is best for you. Now, you know, maybe you'll get closure if you choose to have a confrontation with this person, right? I knew, like, I had my closure when it came to going no contact with these folks, just with myself, right? Sure, it may have felt better if I told each one of them off, but at the same time, like, they're not worth it to me at that point. Like, I don't need to make them feel bad about what they did to my heart for me to be pushed to the point of going no contact from them, Sagittarius, right? And so, because at the end of the day, they probably don't care, you know? And so, and life moves on. All right. And so really, I do get this sense of where you're starting to, like, not that you need permission, Sagittarius, but hopefully this tarot reading helps validate you enough of where you feel like it's okay to have permission to cut something out that just isn't good for you in your life anymore. All right. Now, when it comes to career, very naturally, we have the Eight of Pentacles right after when I'm about to touch in on it here. When it comes to career for you, Sagittarius, I feel like this is a message of where, how do I want to put this here? I feel as if you guys would really benefit from switching it up. And I know that sounds so weird, Sagittarius, because don't be quitting your jobs. And obviously you don't need, like, I probably don't even need, you're not stupid, but I don't know. I feel as if it's like, it's time for you to move into a new direction or start exploring different things. Right? So for example, again, I love my examples because I feel like examples help best represent how this energy would be applied to your life, right? For me personally, how I could relate this to myself is that I do spirituality, been doing spirituality content and for over 5 years, right? On mine. And I've been doing this much longer in my personal life. And it got to the point where I needed to do something outside of spirituality for my own good, for my own sake, for my own health, right? To claim a little bit of myself again. And so that's when I started exploring doing a beauty channel, which I have one actually, but it's not on YouTube yet. Exploring ASMR, doing different things that are separate from what it was I was doing. Now, obviously, Sagittarius, I'm sitting right in front of you. You're listening to me right now. I'm not done doing tarot. And, you know, I'm still posting, honestly, better and more consistently than I have in a hot biscuit. But that is actually the perfect example of it, because it's like, until I started finding other things in my life that I was passionate about, like, I wasn't able to maintain the consistency that I did at one point, because eventually I got burnt out. Because you think about it, I've been a spiritual practitioner in my spiritual practice for over, about to be 28, honey, this year. So like 15, 16 years in October, you know? And so it's like, when I made my spirituality, because I walk in a spiritual life, so my personal life, like what I do on my own, very spiritually charged, very spiritually influenced. I'm always doing something spiritually. And then I started making it my career, and what I do for work, it became a point of where, like, you get where I'm trying to be going. You can connect the dots of what I'm trying to imply here. And so I started getting burnt out entirely to the point of where I was lacking in my spirituality, my personal life, as well as my channel, because it's just like, I was constantly eating chocolate. Like the question where it's like, oh, if you could only eat one food, what it would be? And people always reflexly go like name their favorite food, like ice cream or whatever. And this is like, after like the second day, week at a time, month at a time, a year just eating chocolate, or a year just eating ice cream, you're gonna get tired of it, right? So you need to spice up your palate a little bit. That's how I see things for you, Sagittarius. So I know a little bit of a long-winded message, and we didn't even need to pull too many cards here, but I mean, I don't need to pull a bunch of tarot cards if I feel the message, right? And so just to wrap up your tarot reading here, this is just confirming exactly what I was just saying. All right, Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a card of experimenting and playing with different wands and seeing like what feels right to you. And that also just represents movement, travel, Sagittarius. And it also is a card that is known for quick success. And then Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is representing the sense of what's going on up here, Sagittarius, your creative mind. And it's just really time for you to execute on a plan, because then Three of Cups coming in here, this is a card of victory over some good news. So it's like truly, 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 Sagittarius, whatever your situation is right now, explore different avenues, explore new relationships. It's okay to put things to the side, all right, or to not put all of your energy into what it is that you've been putting your energy into, all right? If anything, it would actually be blessing you in the long term. And I do get like this message here where now I'm pulling all these cards here, but I do get this implication with the Three of Swords and Seven of Wands here, where it's like you don't want to hurt people's feelings, right? And again, maybe this is just showcasing like how much of a cutthroat person I actually am, because I know a lot of people kind of just see me in like see me in this like very bubbly like place here. But it's like, again, I'm gonna just use myself as the example again. When I made the decision to go no contact with my father's side of the family last year, girl, like, sure, that might have hurt their feelings. I doubt it, but like, let's say hypothetically it did. I know the actions that I'm doing for myself, even though the intent isn't to hurt them, but I got to do something for myself. And I'm confident in like why I felt pushed to do this decision of going no contact. And so did I want to hurt them? No, not at all. Even if they're irrelevant, just in the same way, like I wouldn't want to hurt the person shopping next to me, even if they're in my way, and spending 5 minutes looking at different macaronis, and I see what it is I want, and I just want to grab it, right? And so think about it in that way. It's like all of our actions have consequences. It's like you can just stop trying to be a people pleaser, Sagittarius. You don't need to prove to anybody, especially to yourself, that you're a good person, all right? And some people, when they're coming from a place of ego, I'm sure some people in my family, from my father's side, perceived what I did as something negative, right? And named some negative trait on me because of it. Okay. When I escaped the cult, honey, a couple of years ago, Sagittarius, there's several folks that paint me in a negative light, even though I needed to do that to survive, right? It's just life, Sagittarius. And just because someone thinks you're a bad person doesn't actually make you a bad person. It just really relies on the relationship that you have with yourself, darling. So, honey, that's what I have for you. I'm going to get off of this soapbox here. And yeah, hopefully this tarot reading resonated with you, Sagittarius. And if it did, you can book a private one-on-one tarot reading with me, linked down below on my website. Bye, darling.